the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear plant have another problem on their hands. Officials with Tokyo Electric Power Company say levels of radioactivity monitoring around more than 300 tons of highly radioactive water leaked last month out of the storage tank. The water's contents seem to be too acidic. Managers have assigned more monitors to check for radioactive materials.
I speak unto thee this day, and I say, when men will evaluate themselves, oh, how great they are. That is, they live in imagination that they are better than they are, but it is not true. For I say, when my spirit will evaluate the sons of men, oh, how far they are from me, and oh, how far they have degraded themselves in the pursuit of folly. I say you are living in a time when men are proud, they are haughty, they are lifted up in vain conceit, imagining themselves to be better than they are. That is, they are imagining themselves to be some great thing when it is not true at all. For I say that I, the living God, do not, by the power of my Spirit, evaluate men to be so great, so grand as they imagine. But I say they are found lacking, they are found living in slothfulness, they are found living in laziness, they are found living far from me. Now I say that I, the living God, do have the standard of righteousness, and I say that my own people are meant to adhere unto the same. That is, they are not meant to offer unto me excuses, justifications for double-minded behaviors, no, not at all. But I say they are meant to be realizing that it is me, the living God, they must give an account unto. And I say they are meant to be walking in the fear of me all of their days. Now I say this day that I, the living God, never called men to the lazy state that they are in, but I say they've put themselves there. That is, they have justified their misbehavior, they have justified their laziness, their sloth, and their disobedience towards me. That is, they think that their justifications make them acceptable. Oh, how deceived they are. For I say, while they are acceptable to their own standard of unrighteousness, they are not adhering to the standard of righteousness that I require and desire of my own. Now I say, when a man is lazy, he will find every excuse to not do the job that is set before them. In his own mind, he is justified in the same. But I say, because he offers excuses and justifications, does not justify him before me. For I say, when I, the living God, require and desire obedience of my people, and they give to me justification for disobedience, they prove they are fools. For I say, they are not giving unto me that which I require, but that which is acceptable unto them. Now I say this day that I, the living God, do not call thee to live in delusion, to live in falsehood, to live in lies. But I say that I call thee to live in the truth, to be ever coming forth in me. That is, I call thee to be accepting of what it is that I offer, what it is that I give unto my own. For I say, if it is me, the living God, that you keep your vision ever upon, it is me, the living God, who will uplift thee, direct thee, correct thee, and bring thee forth. But I say, if you drift away from me, then think you can offer unto me the paltry, the lame, the blind, the maimed, and I, the living God, am satisfied in the same. I say you are deceiving yourself. For I say it is me, the living God, who does hold men accountable for what it is that I require of them. And I say, if they think they cannot meet my requirement, then set out to establish their own way. I say they are no better than Cain. That is, they are doing according to their own understanding. They are murdering what it is that I desire and require. And I say they are offering unto me imitation and emulation. And I say that the same is not acceptable unto me. Now I say there's a way that seems right unto a man, but that way will prove to be his destruction, because he is far from me. I say this day that I, the living God, do not intend that you would dictate unto me what it is that you will do and what it is that you will not do. But I say that I desire that you would indeed be striving to enter in by obedience unto me. That is, by following in the way that I give thee, the way that I provide, and being ever believing and trusting in me that you can indeed achieve in me. For I say that I, the living God, do not call my people to spiritual retardation because they are full of pride. But I say that I call my people to come into the humility way that I give them, that they can indeed make progress in me. For I say, when a man is proud, he will not bend the knee, he will not humble himself, and he will not accept the way that I want him to go. But I say that he will shove it off and think he is justified before me. But I say, when I, the living God, do hold my people accountable and responsible, and they refuse to accept the same, they are the fools. For I say, they will not be found well-pleasing, but rather displeasing me. Now I say, in this wicked, perverse, and vile generation, there are endless multitudes of those who claim that they are my people, who are found under my wrath. And I say they are under my wrath revealed because they have chosen to live in opposition to me. That is, they have chosen the way of their own understanding, they have chosen the way of foolery and vanity, and yes, they have loved it so. And all the while they think they get by, oh, how deceived they are. For I say they are choosing to follow what it is that they conjure up, not what it is that I, the living God, do give unto them. And I say they are choosing to walk afar off from me, because they are giving themselves to falsehood and lies. Now I say this day that I, the living God, do have the way prepared. I say, walk in the same, and you will be kept by me. But I say, if you deviate, if you pervert, if you justify disobedience, then I say you take the way of fools. Now I say there are endless multitudes who are in hell even now, who wanted to have it their way. That is, they laid claim to my name, but I say they did not walk in obedience unto me. That is, they did not walk in the way that I provided, which was indeed the truth, the light, and the mercy day by day. But I say they followed their own understanding, and I say they were taken into a ditch by the same. Now I say that I, the living God, do intend thee to walk uprightly. I do intend thee to be coming forth ever directed, corrected, and guided by me. And I say that I do intend thee to be a people who are thankful to perceive and receive of me. That is, to be receiving of the truth, the light, the strength that I offer and provide. That is, to be coming forth ever made glad, because it is me you are privileged to serve. Now I say, if you look upon what it is that I, the living God, do give thee, I say that I give thee the way of eternal life. And I say, if you will be coming forth in that way, then you are ever directed, corrected, and guided by me. And I say that you will be given the blessedness, the strength, and the truth, the mercy, the hope, and the peace that I give thee day by day. For I say it is me, the living God, who gives to thee the way wherein you can walk and be kept always. But I say, if you seek for the broad way, that is, the ways that divert from me, what do? I say you take yourself into confusion, you take yourself into delusion, and I say that you end up hopelessly in despair. And I say it is because you have chosen a way that is opposition to me, a way wherein you will be drowned in the lust of the flesh. And I say you choose a way whereby you can keep your pride and think somehow you get by with something on me. Now I say this day that I, the living God, do not call thee to be a proud fool, to be living in the deception of your own conception and loving it so. But I say that I call thee to be made glad, ever thankful, that it is me you are privileged to love, to serve, and obey. For I say that I, the living God, know exactly what my own people have need of, to be brought forth perfected in me. And I say, when the ones who are loving me will be serving me in obedience, then they are well-pleasing unto me. But I say, when a man or a woman will emphasize through their talk their great love for me, yet I say they refuse to walk in the way that I provide, I say they are not found acceptable unto me. For I say they are not conquering self, but rather they are allowing themselves to be ruled by the same. Now I say, stop and consider that I, the living God, do not intend thee to make provision for your flesh, but I intend thee to make provision to obey me. And I say it is me, the living God, who continues to hold thee accountable each and every day. Therefore I say this day, do not slide into a state of laziness, a state of slothfulness, whereby you tell yourself that you are okay when it is not true. But I say, allow the probing, the searching of my spirit to reveal to thee the places where you miss the mark. For I say, indeed, if you are not in the place that I desire and require, I say, make up the time. That is, purpose yourselves to come into the obedience that I desire in my own. For I say that I've desired that my own people would be a prevailing, conquering people, not overwhelmed by their own carnality, nor taken down by demons. And I say that I've intended that my own people would set their faces like flint to finish the course that is set before them. I say, when you see the ones who have fallen down to the slump of spiritual sloth, of laziness, of behaving as sluggards and non-concerned before me, why is it so? I say it is because they have shut out my spirit, that they will not allow the probing of the same. But I say, if you will be ever subject to my spirit, I say that my spirit will reveal the lack in thee. Now I say this day that I, the living God, do call thee to walk uprightly. I say that I call thee to walk circumspectly, ever made glad for my way. And I say that I call thee to be thankful that it is me you are privileged to love, to serve, and follow after, for I am the one who does give thee my life. And I say, if you will be coming forth in the way that I offer unto thee, the way that I give, you will be ever strengthened in me. And I say that you will be directed and guided forth in the blessedness that I provide. But I say, if you choose to pay heed to seducing spirits, if you choose to pay heed to the laziness and the resistance of your own carnality against me, what do? I say you make a compromise pact whereby you are led by forces other than me. And I say, of course, you are led into a ditch in the mire of your own making, because you chose to believe the lies of the liar and your own carnality rather than me. I say this day, why not stand victorious in the truth by believing me, by coming forth in the power, the strength that I provide. And I say, why not be thankful that it is me that you can continue to look unto and believe. For I say it is me, the living God, who is indeed the way of righteousness, truth, mercy, hope, and peace provided for thee. And it is me, the living God, who will ever uplift, direct, correct, and bring thee forth, for yes, indeed, you are mine. Now I say, if you really consider what it is that men do unto themselves, I say they take themselves far from me. That is, by believing in the lies of the liar, by accepting the complaining of their own carnality, and toning down their life in me. I say that I, the living God, never called thee to be toned down in compromise and complacency, in spiritual sloth, but I say that I've called thee to continue steadfast in me. That is, ever meeting the standard that I, the living God, do have of righteousness, and being found acceptable unto me. Now I say, when you look upon the ones who are ever looking for excuses, procrastinations, and justifications, what do you see? I say, you see they are weak, they are easily overwhelmed and conquered by demon forces, because they are not invigorating themselves in the truth. But I say, when you see the ones who will remain valiantly declaring and standing in the truth, I say they are full of my spiritual strength. And I say that they will come forth as more than conquerors, because it is me that they serve. Now I say that I, the living God, do not call my people to give proud estimations as to how great they are, but I say that I call my people to be humbly subjecting themselves unto me. That is, that they can be uplifted, instructed, directed, and guided in the truth, the light, the mercy that I provide. That they can indeed be given the light upon the path and the truth day by day. Therefore I say, in a wayward, a vile, a corrupted generation, be thankful unto me that it is me that you can be serving, obeying, and following after. For I say it is me, the living God, who is the way of all righteousness, truth, blessedness, strength, and mercy intended for my name. I say, therefore, this day be glad that I bring thee forth, be glad that I do uplift thee, direct thee, correct thee, and guide thee forth in the truth, the light that I provide. For I say it is me, the living God, who will give to thee all that you have need of, to be made conquerors in me. I say, give thanks, give praise.